Are we live?
All right, hello and welcome to Wildfire Tribe, whatever this is.
Yes, we are very happy to be here. This is a continuation of our happy hour that we're kind of winding up as we move into new things for 2024. So it is exciting to just be here with everybody again on the live feed, Facebook and YouTube. Nice to have you on board, guys. How's your dinner, honey?
Rushed.
It's just the beauty of daylight saving in Australia. Like before you know it, like we love to walk every afternoon, and before you know it, it's 8 o'clock, and it's we haven't even had dinner. That's just the beauty of Australia. I love it.
This one's not called happy hour, is it? So don't have to be happy.
No, you can be miserable, darling.
Excellent.
I love
Being miserable makes me happy.
Sometimes I feel like you just love it if I'm like upset and annoyed. It's one of your favorite things. You were talking about John Lennon today. That was pretty interesting conversation, interesting article, interesting thoughts. I liked it. Mr. Mystery Man.
Oh, so you think that just like you can just sort of try and cheaply, delicately segue me into a conversation? Why don't you ask me a question instead of, you were talking about something today. Why don't you talk more about
it? That's the beauty of like...
I don't think it's going to be that easy for you.
So you want a question?
No, I don't want anything.
All right, I'll give you a question then. In a world that is often dominated by skepticism, how do you approach discussing mystical experiences in a way that fosters a genuine understanding and an opening up of dialogue?
That's very easy, Kyla. There's a lot of words there that you just expressed, which I don't really care so much about all of the words, but my answer is the same for anything that you're involved with at any time, is to just be yourself, is to just be authentic, just be real. If somebody asks you a question about something spiritual or supernatural or about motorbikes or about whatever it is they're asking you an actual question about, don't distort the truth. Don't pretend to have an answer when you don't have an answer. Just be yourself. If you have an opinion or you've had an experience, then share that. Don't make something up. Don't try and trick somebody into believing something that's not true, or that you just think is true, or that you've heard somewhere else is true, or because someone told you that it was true, that you pass that on as being truth. So my answer for any discussion that I'm involved in with anybody is just to be authentic.
Yeah.
That's all that the world wants. That's all that we want. We're sick of being lied to.
Mm-hmm. Right, so true. And, the keeping up appearances, that's kind of like...
Don't pretend that you're happy if you're not.
You're so funny.
You can actually do something about changing your attitude. You can actually do something about pursuing a different emotion if you identify one that you're experiencing that you don't like and do something about it.
Yeah.
But don't pretend like everything's all together and everything's glossy in your life if it's not.
Yeah.
Not if somebody's genuinely asking you.
Yeah.
Why gloss over it?
Well, I guess it's just the Australian way, isn't it? People ask you how you going, and you say, yeah.
No, it's not the Australian way. The Australian way is whatever we make it.
Yeah,
I'm an Australian.
No, that's
You're
right.
an Australian,
yeah.
I think. So
I come from heaven.
We all come from heaven, Kylie. Come from heaven, and we get to live on this island called Australia.
you don't realize that it is an island until you want to leave the island and you don't want to leave on a plane. And then you realize that you're kind of stuck. You can't drive to any other countries.
It'd be nice if anybody that's watching, and I know that there is people watching because there's eyeballs there, could you just like give a thumbs up or comment somewhere just so we know that the sound is okay and that you can see us. Obviously, if you can't hear us, you probably won't even know to put a comment up because you won't be able to hear what I'm saying. But if the sound is okay and the picture is there, can you please just let us know? Press on the love heart thing. Whenever I watch lives of other people's, I love pressing on that love heart, and on your screen it sort of flies up and it looks really cool. Okay, so it looks like Bernie, it's a good island. It is a good island. It is a good Bernie, because you're on the island with us, Bernie, and it's good being on the island with you.
Yeah, it is a good island.
Have you got your happy hour sunglasses yet, Bernie? If you've got them and you've got them on and you've got like a, a happy sort of looking shirt and that, we can cross to you live and we can bring you on and put you in a screen right next to us. It would be good to have you join us.
Oh, I love it. Your fella there is looking pretty happy.
Yeah, Bernie, go to wildfiretribe.life. That's the name of this thing that we've got. You should know that by now. Wildfiretribe.life is our website, and you can buy Ruby a t-shirt for Christmas, one like this, a different style one, something with something else on the back. What else can you get her? You can get her like a phone cover for her phone that you should have bought her by now. You can get her a coffee mug with one of these balls or a different picture on it, even one of the pictures that's behind us. Those things, lots of gift ideas there for your buying pleasure, Bernie.
I wonder if Bernie got his guitar.
It's not his guitar. It's for Ruby, his daughter.
Yeah, I know, but it's like it's his until he gives it to her.
Did you get your daughter a guitar for her birthday, Bernie? Did you end up getting that?
Bernie said he's waiting for his sunglasses to come in the post.
Are they in the post? Yeah, if you haven't got them yet, Bernie, that must be where they are.
Waiting at the parcel center where you're getting all those notifications. Your parcel is awaiting pickup. Please fill in all your personal details.
Yeah, but I have met the postman out your way, and I don't know that he's that reliable, Bernie.
That's funny. Yeah, I love it.
No guitar yet. Oh, it's harvester. Bernie's working too hard to be buying presents. Well, the good thing about being able to buy this stuff, Bernie, is you can just do it on your phone. You can just do it from in the tractor or the header or the truck, wherever you are, and you can just support what we do by buying the merchandise that we have, and at the same time be buying really cool presents for your family.
Yeah, good. We've been talking about curiosity this week. It was our topic on the podcast. We're talking about dreaming and what next year might look like for us, what our hopes are for next year, because it's often that time of year when you start wondering about what is next year going to look like for us. What is next year going to look like for you? And yeah, it's just one of those times where it feels like sometimes there's more questions than answers. And it's like you were saying before, just being able to be honest in our answers. Sometimes it's nice to have that place where we can be honest in our answers, because it helps us to move into new places of discovering what might be amazing things that we'd like to see happen next year.
You're a good man, Bernie. Can you let us know, mate, if you can actually hear us okay, if you can hear me louder than Kylie or not? We're trying to sort out some bugs, the main one being Kylie.
Yeah, the only thing that's buggy about me is that I bug you. And I don't know if that's ever going to stop.
So we've got some other eyeballs on the screen there. So if anybody else just wants to out hi, that would be great to know who's watching, who's joining in the conversation. Fire off some questions. Stepping into the unknown. Songbird, you're stepping into the unknown. I think that's really what all of us are doing, isn't it? Like none of us really knows Obviously, what's next for us next year? Some of us think we've got some idea. Some of us have got careers. Some of us have got jobs that we've had for a long time, and we're expecting to be doing those again next year. But outside of some of those things that we believe that we're going to be doing, everything is really unknown, isn't it? Is your world just going to explode in a good way? Is it, are you going to step into something completely unexpected in a good way? Is there a possibility of that? Well, I think that there is for everyone, isn't there? It's a possibility that people's worlds could open up exponentially beyond anything they've ever dreamed for.
Yeah, and that's what we're believing for people that talk about, what their hopes for the future with us. We're believing for those hopes to become reality. It's one of those interesting conversations too. I feel like moving forward, like it's interesting as we have quite a lot to do with people that are in ministry, that are like building congregations or churches or gatherings, communities exactly,
is the big word.
Communities, and
tribes,
and it's interesting because it's like, what is it that is different about people that are understanding? It's like we talk about sometimes being mystical or being spiritual, being like non-religious, because we don't want to be religious. We don't want to like have all of these rules and all that kind of stuff. We want to be able to just love one another wherever we're each at, and we want to be able to hear each other on our journeys and know that like God is big enough to journey with every single one of us exactly in the middle of our life where we already are. And it's like this beautiful place of like, well, how do we do this moving forward into like 2024, where we don't want to have all these lines and boxes anymore. We actually genuinely want flow in our lives where we can just have expanded conversations, and we can be loving one another wherever we are. We can be building incredible, innovative, entrepreneurial, amazing things without it having to be ministry.
Hey, bikers, says on the screen there. Hello.
Hey, Claudia.
Claudia listening from the US. Hey, bikers. Yeah, hello. It is good to be thought of as a biker and not a bikey. There is a difference between bikers and bikies. Hello from Pakistan as well. Prayers and blessings from Pakistan. Thank you so much for finding us and joining in the conversation, and prayers and blessings back at you. Thank you. That's a lovely thing to say.
Yeah.
So where were you going with all of that, Kylie? Are you like pointing towards something that you want to actually say?
No, it's just like a discussion, because I feel like, in all of the questions about what are we doing with our lives, and lots of people, like there are lots of people that we know that are just in this place of like, well, what does next look like for us? We're feeling like there's change upon us. We're feeling like we maybe are moving geographically. Maybe we're having a work move.
No, we're not moving again.
No, not us, but the people that we're, people, because we talk to people all the time that are in just in life in general. And there is a sense of like a lot of people thinking, actually, I feel like it's a time for some kind of change.
Is there anybody that's listening, watching at the moment that senses that they may be moving next year? You think you might be moving, but you're not sure where to go or what it's going to look like? Join in the conversation. We have a lot of expertise when it comes to moving.
Yeah. Yes, we do. We've done many relocations. We've done geographical relocations, and we've done all kinds of relocations.
Yeah.
Heart and mind relocations and transformations.
Renovations.
And what was that word that we were talking about today? Not restoration, I can't remember. It was a good one though. It'll come to me. I love it. I'll ask you another question.
We were talking about doing these lives, Kylie, the other day, and you were telling me, like, next year we won't just be doing them here on Facebook, and we may not even be doing them on Facebook at all, but we will be doing them in other locations. And if you ever go on TikTok or Twitch or any of those other places, but just say TikTok, for instance, there are people that do lives on TikTok that will do them for like 24 hours straight, where they will just sit in front of the screen and people will watch them. And sometimes they'll talk and sometimes they won't. And sometimes they'll eat and sometimes they won't. And so just then when you were sort of trying to get me to say something and I was just sitting there saying nothing, that is because I listened to what you were teaching me about the future of doing these lives.
Exactly.
And that it's not necessary always.
Yeah.
We're not like putting on a show where we're coming to you with a packaged up, series of things to read to you, things that we've worked on. We're just coming to you and we're sitting in our lounge room. This is actually our lounge room, which Kylie will probably call a studio, but it's really just a lounge room. And we're sitting in our lounge room with you wherever you are, whether you're in your lounge room or at your desk, or like Bernie, you're probably sitting on a tractor or driving a header or a truck or something, because Bernie's just always working. And we just know for what it is that we are going to do moving forward is about being relational and conversational and authentic and genuine, and just trying to have conversations about things in life that are mysteries to us and to you, and not, being okay with not having to have all of the answers nicely packaged up and pretend that we know everything and that, everything we say you have to believe to be true. It's a conversation that we're here to have. So there will be pauses at times as we move forward, because this is just a conversation. It's not a show. It's not, okay, like, yes, Sean and Kylie are Christian people, and yes, they love talking about God and God stuff, but it's not like when you go to church and it's a show where you just sit in your pew on this hard timber seat, like these horrible metal stools that you made us sit on tonight, and you listen to the dude up the front who tells you all the stuff that he has prepared to tell you is the truth that he's heard from somebody else. And then you go home believing that what he said is the truth that he heard from someone else that you have to believe to be true. This is not what this is. This is a conversation about the mysteries of God. So if you want to be involved in the conversation, type in comments, interact, ask questions, throw in comments. It doesn't just have to be about supernatural, spiritual stuff either. There is another topic which Kylie loves talking about, and that's motorbikes. So you can talk about motorbikes as well. But we intend to be interactive and conversational rather than a place where you come to learn and mimic from somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's the beauty of moving deeper into this place of discovering who we've always been. It's like, it's that stripping back of all those things we were taught with the way to live and who we were based on things that we started at the start with, the things that we, the careers that we had and everything, like I think about all the different careers that I've had through my life, all the different jobs that I've had, all the positions that I've held. And it's so easy to just like align yourself with that's who I am. Like I'm a publican's wife, or I'm a publican, or I'm a business owner, or I'm like, but instead of like encompassing that space of like, I'm actually like a son of God, I'm a daughter of God, like it's that mentality of like there's like this expandedness in that space where okay, what does that mean? That's like something much bigger that gives me access to way more things than my limitedness within whatever title I happen to give myself at any given time.
I love to how what's happening in all of the things that we do, and this is not the only thing that we do. We do Zooms other nights of the week and other things as well. And what happens is like what's happened on the screen here. We've got Claudia who's interacting with Songbird, two people from different countries that haven't just met here. I know they've met somewhere else, but they're interacting here. And I just love that. I love, you know, in the men's stuff that I do, that there's fellas that have come together that are meeting each other on a screen and then physically actually interacting as well in other parts of the country.
Yeah, it's really cool, isn't it? And, you know, that's the beautiful part about connecting and knowing so many people all across the country and really across the world that we've met in all of our different occupations and all the different businesses we've owned and all the different places that we've lived. I feel like it's the people that it's been all about all the time. Like it hasn't been what we've done so much as who we've met, the conversations that we've had, the life that we've shared with one another, you know, the ups and downs, the difficulties that we've walked through together, you know, like the beautiful experiences, the celebrations, you know, the things that we've loved and those moments of those mountaintop moments that we get to share together in those spaces of community. And that can look like so many different expressions, can't it? You know?
Yeah. So I think part of my thinking, you know, when I talk about interacting with people online, etc., is we are also constantly involved in discussions with lots of Christian people as well, people that go to churches and stuff that quite often it comes up that you need to be in a church, you need to physically be gathering. You know, there's always those kinds of words that get thrown around. And it seems like a lot of the time when you talk about doing something like what we do, like we do a lot of stuff on screen, on film. We've got a podcast where we just talk as well. We do a lot of stuff that's requires us or doesn't require us to actually physically be near other people. And so lots of people that are around people all of the time then decide that they need to tell you that you need to be around people all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then you feel like what you're offering the world electronically, etc., might not be enough because people keep telling you that you need to be in a community, you know, you need to physically be around people and all of those things. And I guess I think that is healthy in a way as well, but I also don't think that screens are unhealthy or are the complete answer either. Like by us doing a lot of stuff on screens, etc., is not saying to the world that this is how you have to do life, is it?
No.
That you should just interact with people on screens and never ever interact with humans on the street.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you run into ministry people or, you know, church people, ministry people, they sort of say things like, yeah, but you've got to, you know, help the homeless and you've got to do this and you've got to do that, you know, all those things that are good God stuff to do. And it's also, but in that conversation, there's a lot of implication that you are not doing those things, that you're not involved actively in your community where you live because you're on a screen all of the time.
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
Just,
I think that it comes back to that place that I was talking about at the beginning when we first came on, you know, it's like it's moving forward to have an expanded reality where we walks and to empower each other in their unique walk as well, you know, because that's one of the things is that because God's taking me in a certain direction, do I then need to say this is the way? There is no other ways because this is what he's telling us to do, so this must just be what the template is for everybody's life. But there is so much diversity in the mystery There's so much wonder in the mystery. There's so many incredible doorways that we can possibly go through, that why can't he be on all of the pathways in everybody's life in a different expression, in a different way, and all we're called to do is love one another, whatever we choose.
You just fizzled out to nothing. What happened?
Well, that's what I feel like. Why can't, why can't we just?
Well, we can.
And I think that
everybody on their screen can do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, exactly. But in the middle of that is that beautiful expression of us loving one another on the journey. That's what's going to transform the world, is if each of us walks in our unique pathway. And I guarantee you, if we all walked in this unique pathway in the fullness of who we've been created to be, we wouldn't be shooting each other.
And like just loving each other and loving what each other are doing.
Yeah.
Instead of like going, hey, you shouldn't do that, you should do it like this.
It's like that post you posted earlier today with John Lennon, which I was like
trying to get me to
nudging you to talk about. But it is quite profound in the way that it does bring up that space of like, here is somebody that could believe, imagine that there's no war.
He also said, imagine there's no heaven.
Yeah, and no hell. He also said, and no hell below.
And above us only sky.
And above us only sky. Exactly.
Imagine if we were all just okay with somebody imagining whatever they believed to be true was okay.
Yeah, exactly. Without having to correct it, without having to say, that's theologically unsound.
Whilst you're just running this show, and as I was saying before, it's pretty relaxed. It's we'll not talk at times as well. But I just realised whilst we were talking about John Lennon, there's a picture on our wall over there that I drew years ago.
I'll go get it.
Are you going to get it?
Yeah.
I was going to go and get it.
Oh,
you can go and get it. And I didn't realise it was in this room. So that's something else that we're involved in too, where musicians and artists, etc. You can see that pretty well there. Can you go any closer? Yeah. So what would you describe that as being, Kylie? Obviously, it's a picture.
So it's a drawing that you drew, and then it's a limited edition screen print.
No one's got a cracked glass.
No, that's from one of our moves,
from
because
moving.
we've moved like 27 times, and this picture is moved probably 24 of those 27 times.
So do you have other versions of that picture available somewhere, or is that the only one that we've got?
No, they're on one of our websites.
You have to just talk when you come back over here. So yeah, just out of the corner of my eye, when we're talking about John Lennon, I realised that he's in the room. It was a picture that I drew a long time ago. Yeah, imagine. So, these guys that throughout history, these humans, fellow human beings, these creative types of people that have created something out of nothing. So musicians, artists, poets, those kinds of people that really just sit down with an idea and put something on paper, release something with their voice, with the musical instruments they play.
Yeah.
They bring something to the world that was never there before, that's never been done before, and is a unique contribution to the world. These people get to have, when they become well known, get to have a big say shaping history, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. And I feel like that's like one of our things next year, is that we're really expanding into that space of creativity. Like, we believe creativity is one of those things that we're reigniting within ourselves, this place of curiosity and discovering the fullness of who we've always been created to be. And Wildfire Tribe Creative is this beautiful space of where we just want to nurture your creativity through us embracing our own creativity. So that's one of the ways that we can really encourage one another and inspire one another and empower one another in the creative space.
Why don't you show people your pants? They're pretty creative.
Yeah,
It's
they're
good that you've
cool.
got pants on tonight.
Do, do, do. They're cool. I love these pants.
Yeah. So are you creative? People who are watching now, if you're watching at a later time when it's not live, you can still interact with us. You can type on your screen and we can answer you at a later time.
Yeah.
It's all cool. So
Yeah.
interact now or later. Love, heart, comment, share. It all helps with the algorithms. It all helps other people to see the things that we do. And once again, this is not the only thing that we do. Most of the things that we do are online these days, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess they are. Yeah.
What do you mean you guess they are?
Well, like
They are.
well, we yeah, but we also do like a lot of things not online, but like creativity wise. But
we create stuff at home and then share them online.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like you wrote a book, you write music,
Yeah.
you do artwork,
Yeah.
we do video stuff,
Yeah.
we do podcasts, and all
Yeah.
of that stuff is available online.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So what I
right.
said is right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. So I think, we're really wanting to empower the creativity in one another. And because I don't think we've really fully embraced our creativity in any area of our life. Like when I first left school, I studied art business. Like that was my main thing that I went and did. Then I studied the arts and majored in screen printing and design. And you've been drawing for 30 years. It's some of the most, the coolest things, like these bulls. He's done like a whole collection of bulls, but then the most intricate, amazing drawings. Like you've really just
another one over there.
Done some very amazing stuff. And I feel like that we often just put creativity in that space of just, like that's another one. That one was selected to be on exhibition at our regional gallery, which was really cool. It's one of those things that we often don't see the power in our creativity, that it actually sets us alive, this place of like pressing in to create things that have never been created before. And I mean, that happens in all of the realms, all of the spheres of society. Really, we're wanting to press into these places where, there's, like you were talking on the podcast this week about Elon Musk, and what amazing things that he has opened up in providing things like Starlink and, all of these different things, these places of technology, taking rockets to space and bringing them back again, and all these kind of things that are places of defying the limits of creativity. Like, where is our creativity going to take us next? Are we going to be embracing the fullness of what that looks like? For me, a dream of having wellness centers that are just filled with living art, so that when you're sick, you just go to the art gallery, and by the time you walk through and experience the art, just like these arts behind me, and these arts, I have created both of these, and these are infused with the frequency of life and love. And they're infused with the frequency that can speak to you exactly what you need to hear in any given situation. So you can come into these places and engage with this living art and be made whole. Like, it can actually reconfigure your body where the frequency from the art, including the visual frequency and the sound frequency, can speak to your body in a way that it can release into your body the things that are missing, the things that are taking you into a place of wholeness and wellness and life. And, all of those things of destruction, that will be like the new hospital. We won't need hospitals, because people will come into these places of creativity and all of their system will just come back into alignment.
Yeah, that reminds me of the story of my brother being healed in hospital from music.
From frequency music. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So my brother, who had been in hospital for 6 weeks, who was unable to communicate, he was actually handicapped and was unable to communicate his entire life anyway. But he was in hospital and he was very unwell and unable to eat. And he had been in for 6 weeks. And for him to be allowed to leave the hospital, he needed to be able to eat so that the place where he lived, the people were able to actually feed him and look after him so that he was able to have the potential to stay out of hospital.
Mm.
And because he'd been in there for 6 weeks unable to eat, it was known that there was a reason why he couldn't eat, but the reason for it being we didn't know what it was because he was unable to communicate as to where he hurt or why it was that he didn't want to eat as well. So after 6 weeks of being in there, he was ready to go and have a camera put down his mouth to have a look around down inside him to see if there's any blockages, if there's anything there that the doctors could see was preventing him from being able to eat. And I happened to be there on that day when he was going in for that exploration. And just before he was due to be taken away, I went to visit him and my parents were both there in the room. And as I was talking to them, I realized that I had on my phone a song that an artist by the name of Laura C. You can Google Laura C. Or go to YouTube and type in Laura, Laura -C, Laura C. And she releases frequency music. They have visuals with them as well. I knew of her music and I knew that she had recently released a song called The Healing Song. And so whilst I was in there talking to my parents about the best possible scenario for my brother being able to eat and leave hospital, I put the song on my phone and I put it on his chest. And he just lay there and that song played whilst I was talking to my parents. And when the song finished, I picked it up and put it in my pocket and I said goodbye and I left the hospital. Now, later on, I messaged my dad to see what the results were of Ian's exploration, where they put the camera down to see what had happened, what did they find, the reason for him not being able to eat. And the message that came back to me was that they couldn't find anything at all wrong with him and that he was eating a meal that night for the first time in 6 weeks. And the very next day, he was released from hospital. So he was healed from frequency music made to heal people.
Yeah. And healed from something that we don't know what it was because
we don't even know what it was.
They didn't know what was going on. They just knew that he couldn't eat for all of that time.
Thanks, Songbird. Yeah, that's Laura C. That's how you spell Laura C. So for anybody watching now or later on, you'll be able to see how it is typed there. So that actual song that healed my brother and brought him out of hospital was The Healing Song. So you can just look for that and find that song. And that is the type of thing that Kylie's talking about, places where artwork and music are interacted with and an outcome is that you're set free from things that are a burden to you, that aren't supposed to be for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I feel like next year coming into, for us, for Wildfire Tribe and Wildfire Tribe Creative, is that we're really wanting to empower creatives. We're wanting to create this space that is an encouragement to anybody that's got that. I mean, everybody is creative because creativity isn't just, can I paint a picture that looks like a photo or like
just talking.
That's right. We're creating with our words, with our breath, with our frequency, we're creating just as we're moving through
when
space
you go
and
for
time.
A walk, you're creating a walk.
Exactly.
You're walking a path that you'll never walk ever again.
Exactly.
That nobody will ever walk ever again in the same way.
And we're co-creating with our Father as well. Like new regenerated cells. How crazy, is it, that you were talking about that guy who this morning, who is on that journey of discovering the regeneration of his body, and the cells in his body and everything like that, how our body is created to be this regeneration engine, really, isn't it?
Yes. And so you have somehow segued into asking me a question again without asking me a question.
It's because it's not a question, it's a conversation.
Oh, it's a conversation. That's right. We're in a conversation. Yes, it's something else that I was watching last night, a person I've been interacting with online who is fasting. I guess he calls it fasting as well. He is a person that believes that the body actually has the ability to repair itself in every way. So in every way, including even to the point of limbs and organs that are non-functioning or are no longer in the body. So he is actually going about in his belief structure of, he believes that he doesn't need to eat like we eat. He believes that a lot of the food that we consume is actually not good for us at all or even necessary, and that the body, having its own healing abilities, doesn't need a lot of the things that we feed it, and that a lot of things that we give it, a lot of the things in our world, our environments, deodorants, moisturizer, all sorts of things are actually adversely impacting our health. And so he's on the adventure of experiencing an existence with very little food and very little, actually no other chemicals in his life. So no moisturizer, no nothing for his skin, no soaps even. And he only eats twice a month.
Pretty wild.
Twice a month.
Yeah, but he's seeing his body regenerate, isn't
he? And
he?
he is ripped. He is muscly. He has obviously...
How old is he?
Don't know. His name's Michael Fergie, Fergy. He's in various places, Facebook, TikTok, lots of places like that. How old is he? I don't know for sure. I'm guessing he's probably in his 40s, but I don't know. So it's just somebody I've been interacting with, and I guess like it's one of those things where everything's a conversation again.
Yeah, that's right.
Is it possible that you can live, and not only live but thrive, and be healthy and have your body regenerate itself by only eating twice a month?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it
is possible because he's doing it.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. And I think that's the beauty of all of the different pathways that we each have. And there is like a pathway that we can follow that can take us into the mysteries of what is possible. And that's the beauty of like walking in the mysteries of God, like walking in this union, walking in this oneness with our Creator, is that we're in this place of discovering the possibilities. Like it says, all things are possible. In Christ, like all things are possible. So there's a lot of things that we're putting a ceiling on our possibilities because perhaps we're not prepared to walk an unusual pathway. Perhaps we're not prepared to pull ourselves away from that space over there that tells us we'll be safer if we stay there. But if we come over here and follow this unusual pathway, because don't forget, God says he will never leave us nor forsake us. He's on whatever pathway that we choose to go on. And there are pathways that are leading us into some of these mysteries that are opening up really incredible spaces of creativity, which are allowing us to go, okay, wow. So we can engage with our body in this way that can like actually see things regenerated, see time move and shift and turn backwards, like, and
another interesting byproduct of what he was talking about regarding not eating much at all and his body physically being better in appearance, his skin being healthier, his eyes seeing clearer. Another thing he was talking about, his mental clarity and his spiritual abilities increasing as well.
Yeah.
So as he is not as focused on relying upon food and the nags of hunger pains and things like that. He's also eliminated a lot of activity around creating food, a lot of thought around it. He doesn't have to put any effort into shopping.
Yeah.
There's a lot of extra time that he has, which he can then apply
Definitely.
to the clarity of thinking and supernatural, clarity.
Yeah.
And so he's finding that his whole being is being enhanced by removing food from the equation. So does that mean that next year you're going to fast for the entire year, Kylie?
No, it doesn't. But I think that I'd like to introduce different things that I maybe haven't done before, because I'd like to see what might happen to my body. Like I want to see things regenerate. I want to see my skin get like not older. I don't want to see it age. I want to see it like get more youthful. So I'm imagining that there are things in our pathway moving forward that we can engage in things in a different way, because possibly we're going, okay, so we're not supposed to be partnering with death. We're supposed to be partnering with life. So if on our pathway is life and we're on the we're eating from the tree of life, well, then I shouldn't be degenerating. I should be regenerating. So, but I possibly have choices to make that can make that happen.
What do you mean you possibly have choices to make? You do, don't you?
That's right.
Christy, are you, thanks for joining us, Christy. I literally have been having this conversation just now with my children. Is that the conversation about food and things that we don't necessarily require to function well in our existence here on earth? Is that the conversation that you've been having with your children? You may know of this fellow that I'm talking about. You may have seen him online as well. Probably have. Oh, yep. So she's saying yes. Yeah. And so I thought that it was really interesting, even just when you think about mental clarity and supernatural abilities, those things that we believe are possible, that we talk about being possible. Maybe there's reasons why we're not all walking in the fullness of those things that we believe to be possible, and we're not actually seeing them actually happening day by day in our life, because there's still parts of our lives that are a distraction from us walking in that reality.
Yeah.
Is it possible that if we just eliminated a lot of these things from our existence, including some of the ingredients, some of the chemicals that are used to grow some of our foods? Bernie, are you still online? You'll be able to explain to us a bit about some of the chemicals that are used to grow our food. If we could eliminate some of those things from our diets, growing up in Australia, my age, if people spoke of eating organically or something like that, you would be accused of being some sort of a hippie or something, But is it possible that that our diets are responsible for, like, I've got an itchy neck, here that I've had for a couple of weeks. Don't know why, don't know where it's come from, don't know how to get rid of it. Maybe it's dietary.
Yeah.
Maybe if I stopped eating Wheat Bix for lunch.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's so many different things like that, isn't there? That there's a lot of things that we just do because we've always done them, and without any consideration to perhaps that's part of my issue if I'm having inflammation, or if I'm having like headaches, or if I'm having is it got to do with some things that we just have always done without even thinking, because that's what that's what we were taught to do.
That's what everybody eats.
That's what everybody does.
That's what's available in the supermarket. That's what you eat.
Exactly.
And we're all, carrying around the same diseases.
Yeah.
We're all carrying around the same illnesses. We're all living to approximately the same ages. And we're expecting that something can happen that's different, but we don't know how to do it or how to get there. Well, maybe the answer is just do everything different.
And in the middle of all of that, we frown upon people that choose a different alternative way of walking.
Walking.
Yeah, of walking. So my pathway might be on this pathway over here that people don't understand.
Oh, not people that like walk with their feet out like that instead of in like that. Not that kind of walk.
Well, that's an analogy. You could use that, but
Oh. I've always wondered, Kylie, have you wondered this? And you probably have, because it's quite a natural thought to have. Have you ever noticed, let's do it with hands, how when people run, you can run with your feet like straight forward, or you can run with them. Some people run with their feet out, and some people run like pigeon toe with their feet in.
There's all kinds of running.
Yeah, but have you ever seen anybody like a marathon runner or a sprinter? Have you ever seen anybody in the Olympics run and win with their feet out like that?
No, I don't think so.
No. So you can't.
They're going in different directions. like it's counterintuitive. Like it doesn't. It's.
So you were just saying before that you can walk anyway through life and it's okay.
Yeah.
But you can't.
Yes, you can. You can. Like you can choose an alternative way. And I think moving forward.
It's probably a different discussion, isn't it, Kylie?
Yeah, because you're just being silly.
Yeah. But I thought we were allowed to be silly.
Yeah, it's good. I love it. And that's what it's all about.
Are we allowed to have fun? Are we supposed to have fun? Is it possible that joy and laughter and fun is actually going to add years to your life rather than subtract?
And that's why I look as young as I do, because I'm with such a silly, joking person that's always mucking around.
Cut out the dairy and wheat and you'll see a change with your skin, Sean. Dairy and wheat. Oh my goodness.
That's pretty much
my
big chunk of your diet.
Entire existence.
Bread, butter, Wheat Bix.
Coffee with milk. Wheat Bix. What else?
Yeah.
Probably like biscuits, Sayos, Vita Wheats.
Lots of stuff. But we do like fruit.
I do like fruit.
I would like to be a fruitarian for a while.
Yeah, I wonder if you can.
I think it'd be great.
I have.
Well, we've done it for a week. Like with vegetables.
We've done it for a week.
With vegetables.
We've really tried really hard for a really long time to live off fruit, and we did it for a week.
Well, we're having a conversation. It's cool. Like it's cool to.
So why don't we eat fruit like all of the time, Kylie? Like when you say we did it for a week and we tried it.
Well, like it is actually hard to get good fruit.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to get good, juicy, delicious, fresh fruit that doesn't just taste like nothing.
I like apples. Apples are pretty easy to get most of the year round.
Mm-hmm.
Oranges, you can get them most of the year, can't you?
Yeah.
They're okay.
Yeah.
But there's lots of other fruits like the stone fruits that you can't.
No.
Not where we live anyway.
But that's okay, because really you want to be eating in-season stuff. You don't want to be eating stuff that's been in big storehouses sprayed with some chemical to make sure it has longevity. Like it's better to eat the things that are like fresh.
We've got mangoes in the town where we live. Yesterday afternoon we noticed these trees just with thousands and thousands of mangoes.
I can't wait to pick some of them.
They're a little bit green, a little bit hard, those ones at the moment. But when they all come on, if they all come on at the same time, far out, get yourself here. It will just like be awesome. Mango-a-thon.
Love mangoes.
Mangoes, avocados. We've got a lot of avocados around here.
Yeah. Lots of avocado trees that you can just grab them off the ground and cut them out of the trees. They're really cool.
But getting them off the ground is not the ideal way, Kyle, is it?
No,
Do you know why?
Because they're already bad on the ground.
Yeah, but even if they've only been on the ground for a little while and they're not actually bad, once they get lose that hardness when they fall on the ground.
That weird little bug thing.
Yeah, there's a bug that bites in.
And it makes those hard little stones.
The avocado forms the stone
Yeah.
as a resistance to the bug.
Yeah.
And they're like little rocks that you get in the side of the avocado.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from.
But you don't get them when you cut them out the tree.
No, when you pull them off the tree before they're actually ripe, before they're actually soft, when you actually pull them off, and they're still green and hard, those bugs can't get them. So then you just bring them home and let them ripen at home.
That's so good.
Yeah, we've got a tree that belongs to a person that we know in the town where we live, and we can go there and we've got this big long handle with a hook on it. We can pull the avocados off and get into them.
Yeah.
Grated green
is yum too.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
What's grated green?
A grated green avocado.
Oh, yeah, okay. Like actually grating it like cheese.
I never thought about that.
Never done it.
Yeah.
Apples, bananas, mangoes, fruits in seasons. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
I love all that stuff. It makes you feel good inside, I reckon. It just, remember that orange tree that we used to have in the town where we used to live before we came here? I had an orange tree, and it was, I think, about 80 years old. And in the winter, it was big. It would just go and explode.
And the oranges were like huge.
Yeah, and we used to get so many that Kylie just made marmalades, and we bagged them up and gave them away, and we just ate heaps and heaps and heaps.
And we used to juice every day for like months and months.
Yeah, but people would always ask us, how many oranges you reckon are on that tree? And, we were there for 5 years, and we didn't know, of course. We didn't know how many oranges. We would only guess. And then one year we counted them.
Yeah.
Guess how many, if you're listening right now, like live, type in how many you reckon were on our tree in one season. Every time we picked them, we counted them, and we had a chalkboard in our backyard, and we wrote on the chalkboard, and we tallied it up at the end. And we were quite surprised, actually, how many oranges were on this tree. How many do you reckon? We've got a guess of 1,000. Anybody else listening at the moment that wants to have a guess about the oranges on the tree?
1,120.
Fresh is best. 1,001.
I love it. Do you remember exactly how many it was?
No, but you know what? I think it was actually right in between those two numbers.
Yeah.
It's I don't think it was more than 1,100.
It was very close to 1,100.
I don't think it was less than 1,000. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks for guessing, guys. So it's actually somewhere, around the 1,000, 1,100 mark were on that tree in the 1 year. So I wish that I had like 3 of those oranges right now.
Oh, it'd be so nice.
Just to eat all for myself, not for you. Like,
you never ever used to share them with me.
What?
No, sometimes you did.
1,000 of them. What? That's just weird.
I love saying things that spin you out.
I don't like eating oranges after I brush my teeth.
No.
Speaking of brushing teeth, Kylie, when it comes to the food and chemical discussion as well, lots of people believe that you should brush your teeth with toothpaste that has no fluoride.
True.
Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, well, there is thought that fluoride calcifies the pineal gland, which is like the gateway of spirituality. So, and amongst many other things, many other reasons why it's a good thing to have in its completeness rather than it being all calcified. So that I don't have any reason to not believe that.
So Christy's saying when we lived in Broome, let me just put that up on the screen so I can see it a bit better. I took long service leave over the mango season and processed over 1,000 mangoes, fresh, frozen, and everything in between. Wow.
So I think Chrissy was saying grated green mango.
Oh, grated green mango.
Yeah.
Is that what? Not avocado.
No. Grated green mango.
I never actually.
I wonder how you eat that.
Well, we'll find out. Hey.
The back deck was alive with mangoes. Come on, that is so good. I love mangoes. Mangoes is a very Christmassy thing.
Yeah.
Like when we were little, we used to go to our grand's place, and the thing we used to look forward to all year was that Gran would wrap up us each a mango in Christmas paper, and we would come into her house, and along her bench she would have all 5 little plates, and each of us would get a whole mango to ourselves, which is very rare.
A whole mango.
Like we've got to have a whole mango.
You've had those mangoes that you can eat skin and all?
Oh, how good are they? So good. Yeah.
Simon's chimed in as well. He's actually chimed in and said he helped. Good on you, Simon.
Nice.
He helped what, with the grating of the green mangoes or something else? Lugging them around, peeling them, eating them. The back deck was alive with mangoes.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, well, if you can grate them green, it might be time for us to start looking into that right now.
Grated green mangoes with salt and chili.
Oh, what's going on?
Let's have that for dinner tomorrow night. I like it.
All right, so next time we go live, we'll have some green mangoes.
And we'll have a story to tell about how awesome we feel after eating our green mangoes.
Yeah, because they're on here. There's millions of them in this town. And they're just like in all the trees around the streets. They're not like just in people's backyards or in farms or anything. They're just everywhere.
Yeah, so cool.
Add a little monk fruit sugar. Christy, how do you know all this stuff?
I know. She knows some cool stuff, Christy. I love it.
Maybe we can get Songbird to do our admin, because she's really good at that. She types stuff and she puts links and stuff up for us, even though she's not even here with us. And we can get Christy to do our diet.
A little splash of vinegar. It's been my life and passion. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I love it. And that's, moving in as we're coming toward 2024 and we're like looking at those things. What makes you come alive? Like that's one of our things, isn't it? Wildfire Tribe is about cheering you on in whatever it is that you desire.
Yeah, what excites you?
Your heart's desire. Yeah. Like what direction are we going? Because we don't have these lines and boxes anymore of like, oh, I've got this ministry, but I've got to go to work and do this, or I've got to do, like, life is about what we're passionate about. It's about creating a new future together, whatever that looks like, across all the professions, across all of the different expressions of what it is to be alive. And this is the part that I love and that I'm really passionate about, is not having these boxes where, oh no, we're in ministry, so like we're so much far above everybody else who's just working regular jobs. No, all of us, our life is an expression of the passions that come from within us. And for lots of us, that is like, we love diet, we love food, we love wellness, we love wholeness, we love health. We love creativity, we love engineering, we love innovation, we love entrepreneurship, like we love all of these different things that can co-create a better future for all of us and for everybody in our communities. For some people can see that on a small town community level, and other people can see that on a global scale. And each one of those can come into its fullness, making each one of us come alive if we're walking on our unique pathways and we're empowering one another in that space. That is so awesome. Like that is so cool that that's what you feel like could be a possibility for you.
Nothing better than getting told that the things that you believe that you want to do, that you can do them.
I know.
Like when you're growing up and when somebody says, hey, mate, hey, little fella, what is it that you want to do when you grow up? And you say, whatever it is that
I want
you
to be a fireman.
And they go, well,
yeah, you'd be a great fireman.
Yeah, but then as you get older, I don't know, you just find yourself doing stuff.
Yeah.
And then the things that you thought that you might be able to do that would be really cool, you just put them aside when you realize that you can't actually do the stuff. You have to do stuff that you've chosen to do. And once you've chosen it and you're starting to do it, you're getting good at it, that's all there is.
Yeah.
And that life just is just that path then of just doing this thing that you've chosen. You can't change.
Yeah.
But it's not true.
It's not true. Because every day is a new day that we can begin again. And every day is a new day that we can continue to press, like sometimes these things that we're birthing and, this space of creativity that we've been birthing now for a number of years, it takes time to nurture those dreams. It takes time to create space to have things come alive. Like it's like you're incubating these ideas, this little tiny seed, and then you're seeing it like surface, you're seeing it grow, you're seeing it become, and then all of a sudden, a number of years down the track, it starts to have fruit. It starts to.
It's like wanting to grow mangoes, like we've been talking about for the last half an hour. Planting the plants and then going off somewhere and doing something else because somebody told you it's not going to work, or you've lost your belief that it's possible, and so you don't water them and you move elsewhere and you come back 5 years later and they're dead.
Yeah.
And you've got to start again.
You've got to start again. I know. It's true. Or it's even just like going, I planted the seed last week. Why don't we have mangoes? It's like it's that expectation of like things happening a lot faster than is possible sometimes.
Can I just draw like whenever I want, just forever, and that's all?
I love it.
Can I?
Yeah, why not?
And then I don't have to do anything else, any other thing called work. I can just like do whatever I want and draw.
Yeah, well,
that's where you're supposed to say, like we're just talking about with kids, when they have this dream, that it's a great thing to be able to say, yes, you can. That was your opportunity to say, yes, you can.
I've been telling you your whole life that you can turn your artistic endeavors into something.
And I've been
greater.
Drawing for 30 years.
And look, you've got your whole collection on T-shirts now, and you've got an amazing collection of balls. You've got lots and lots of stuff, lots and lots of prints. And
it was pretty cool. There's a little kid at the cafe this morning when I had this shirt on, actually, and it's like, do you like this shirt? This young girl, she wouldn't even be 5, maybe 3 or 4, and she looked up and she just went, yeah.
It's so cute. They're the
awesome. Hey, it's cool to actually have your own shirt, your own design on your own shirt, and show somebody and have them go, yeah.
It's very cool. Well, it has been an absolute pleasure to spend some time with you guys this evening. As always, we love coming on and spending a little bit of your week with you. And we look forward to doing it again next week. I think it's nearly Christmas.
I don't think we can, Kylie, because I think Christmas Day is actually next Monday, isn't it?
I'll just check.
Doesn't mean that we can't, but maybe we'll just be so full of mangoes that we won't be able to even move. Is it possible?
Yeah. No, Christmas is next Monday.
Well, we probably won't be doing this next Monday because, like I just said, we'll probably have mangoes coming out our ears. Yes. We'll be lying on the lounge with mango juice just running out of us. Christy, is it possible to eat too many mangoes? Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. We will see you next time we see you. We'll let you know. We'll give you a little bit of notice. Yeah. And we look forward to the new year and the other side of Christmas with you all.
Have a beautiful Christmas. We love you guys.
Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.